the Denver Broncos D.
Yeah, great play by Barrett. Back-to-back plays that he's been able to make. Watch his left hand get in here and hit the throwing arm of McCown as he gets inside the block of Barnidge, or the lack of a block by Barnidge. Brown's lucky that wasn't picked off.
Remember, no DeMarcus Ware out with a back injury. Shane Ray left the game with a knee injury. Shaquille Barrett is picking up the slack.
Shaq.
You like that?
Yeah.
Shaq Faust doesn't seem to work. The throw from McCown, trying to hit Taylor Gabriel. It's incomplete. Let's go to New York. JB and Coach Cowher.
Today's backup for Pittsburgh.
Yeah, Landry Jones finds Martavis Bryant in the back of the end zone. 8 yards, touchdown. The 2-point conversion failed. Landry Jones replaces Michael Vick, who is out. Questionable whether he returns with a right hamstring injury.
Iron Eagle, Dan Fouts.
All right, JB and Coach, thanks very much. Vic in there, of course, the injury to Ben Roethlisberger. Steelers hoping to have Big Ben back soon. 3rd and 10. A jump on that right side of the Denver line. McCray, left side of the Cleveland offensive line.
Neutral zone infraction. Defense number 55. Coming across the line, causing an offensive player to move. It's a 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
Yeah, McCray wanting to get in on some of the action, but that's really a silly penalty on 3rd and 10 now. 5 yards is a huge difference when they talk about a quarterback having a number of different types of plays to go to now instead of being forced to throw on 3rd and long.
4th penalty in the 3rd quarter against Denver. They've got 5 overall. On a 3rd and 5, rush is coming. McCown throws off his back foot. Nobody home. Incomplete. Broncos are pinning their ears back against this Cleveland offensive line.
Yeah, Darian Stewart, 26, is going to come a little bit late and totally free. He gets to McCown and puts him on his wallet. Watch the back of McCown's head bounce on the ground here. That is how players get concussions. Totally unable to stop that fall.
Andy Lee on to punt it. Waiting for the snap at his own 11. Emmanuel Sanders standing at 25 of Denver. Good kick. From the 17. Sanders spin move. He's brought down at the 27-yard line by Poyer. 58-yard punt, a 10-yard return. Coming up tomorrow on CBS, the team of geniuses throw a Hail Mary to stop a bomb from landing in the wrong hands. Catch a brilliant new Scorpion. That's tomorrow at 9, 8 Central, only CBS. Corey Nelson is the injured Bronco on special teams. Nelson, a backup linebacker. 7th round draft pick last year out of Oklahoma. He'll get some assistance. Denver will have it at the 28-yard line, leading this one 13-7. On the day, Peyton Manning is 14 of 24, 95 yards and an interception.
Yeah, and normally there's a 1 in front of that number, like 149.8. That's the Peyton Manning I remember.
Go!
Ronnie Hillman close to 100 yards rushing. Manning throws. It gets there to Sanders. He's wrestled down. Good enough for a 1st down. Tramon Williams with a hit. It's a 12-yard pass play.
Yeah, and it's just a straight drop back. No play action that time, and good rhythm by Manning. And anticipation of the hook route. Sanders getting in front of the coverage there by Williams.
Yeah, Manning talked about Cleveland and the junk blitzes that he was expecting to see. So I can deal with it on 3rd down. I just don't want to see them on 1st and 2nd down. Obviously, the running game has helped that. On 1st down, Manning to Thomas. Demaryius Thomas into Cleveland territory. Didn't look pretty coming off the fingertips of Peyton Manning, but effective, 11 yards.
Yeah, again, it's just a straight drop back, no play action, so he can keep his eyes down the field, doesn't have to turn his back to the defense. That allows him to float this one softly into the hands of Demaryius Thomas. Saw the defense the whole way and has hit his last 2 throws because he's just going back, straight drop back, and not worrying about the play action.
It's 5 catches, 47 yards for Thomas. Sanders has 3 catches for 34 yards. Hillman driving to the 46. It's a 4-yard gain, and Hillman has gone over 100 yards rushing against this Cleveland defense. John Hughes III with a tackle for the Browns. 16 carries, 101 yards on the ground for Ronnie Hillman. That's the end of the 3rd quarter with the score: the Broncos 13, the Browns 7. You're watching the NFL on CBS, home of Super Bowl 50.
Tonight, it's the episode you won't forget.
A guy came at my head with a bat.
The people are angry.
We're not going anywhere until order's restored.
Criminal Minds. New episode CBS Wednesday, 9/8 Central.
Rated M for mature.
So the boss, what's he like?
He's tired of the rich trampling on the poor. Your services are no longer needed.
He's just like the rest of the gang. Wants to change things.
Difference is, he actually can. Must say we take back London.
Assassin's Creed Syndicate. Available Friday, October 23rd.
Here at Hulu, we care about you as much as you care about TV. You tweeted to us, help Hulu bring back the Mindy Project. You're back.
On Hulu?
On Hulu. We've got all of Seinfeld, Empire, Stacy, hi Stacy, there's CSI, Brooklyn Nine-Nine, Blackish, movies, and now with a commercial-free option. I could go on, but I'm out of fake hallway. Let's roll, Andy Samberg.
This is the fantasy football season that could change it all. DraftKings.com is the one-week fantasy football destination. Compete whenever you want with a new season every week. Try it free. Just pick your sport, pick your players, and pick up another win. Get free entry with promo code TURF in our championship event this Sunday. This isn't fantasy as usual. This is DraftKings. Welcome to the big time. Get to DraftKings.com.
You are watching NFL Sunday Ticket.
Individual numbers here in Cleveland. Neither quarterback putting up the numbers that they would have hoped for. Still a quarter to play here. 13-7, Denver in front.
Go!
Manning throws it. And a comebacker, he hits Thomas. And he is out of bounds inside the 30-yard line. 16-yard strike for Manning, working against Pierre Desir.
And this is what Von Miller was talking about, their faith in Peyton Manning. And you can make up for a lack of zip and arm strength by anticipation and rhythm. And that's what we're seeing right now out of Manning. He's getting back in rhythm, anticipating the route, and getting the ball out of his hand.
Thomas has the most catches for Denver, 6 of them covering 63 yards. Manning, curled by Caldwell, and tossed towards the sideline after the 7-yard pickup. Well, this Denver defense playing without DeMarcus Ware. Last week, lower back strain in the first quarter, 131.5 sacks in his career. They gave him this week off. They've got the bye coming up, then they're home for Green Bay, week 8.
Man.
2nd and 4. Hillman, quick to hit that sideline. Ronnie Hillman adding to his numbers. Pickup of a couple. He's got 103 yards rushing today.
As you would anticipate that Gary Kubiak would run another one of those stretch plays. It's been so good for the Broncos this afternoon against this Cleveland defense. Has had a tough time stopping the run all year. They came in 31st in the league, giving up 149 yards a game on the ground. Same story today.
It's just the second time this season Denver's gone over 70 yards rushing in a game. They had 144 against Minnesota week 4. This is a 3rd and 2. Manning takes a shot downfield. Incomplete. Sanders and Tramon Williams one-on-one.
Yeah, I think Sanders may have jumped for this ball too soon. See the arm bar there. You can see how he went up a little bit early there and was not able to catch the ball at its highest point. Had both hands on it. Manning with a perfect throw here. Staring it down and being disappointed.
39-yard attempt for McManus. And he knocks it through. Denver makes this a 2-score game with 13:33 remaining. We're in the 4th quarter in Cleveland.
True luxury is not just a heated leather seat or refined chrome accents. It's the places it will take you. The Jeep Grand Cherokee, the most luxurious vehicle in its class. Get 0% APR financing on the 2015 Jeep Grand Cherokee for well-qualified buyers, plus $500 Jeep Celebration bonus cash. The most awarded, rewarding SUV ever.
All right, listen up. We all know that DirecTV's better at this whole TV thing. So to beat them, we're going to get bigger. We're going to merge with Cable World.
Cable World? I can't stand those guys.
They're totally incompetent. That company stinks, and I mean they smell. I used to work there. I had to breathe through my mouth the whole time.
Shh. They're here.
This is going to be fun, firing everyone.
Get rid of cable and switch to DirecTV. Call 1-800-DirecTV.
Wake up and watch with the world. The NFL is streaming a live game on Yahoo.
That's big.
Bills, Jazz, live from London. The NFL on Yahoo. Watch with the world. Next Sunday, 9:30 a.m. Eastern.
You are watching the NFL on CBS, home of Super Bowl 50.
Broncos linebacker Von Miller founded Von's Vision back in 2013 with the hope to improve the vision of Denver area youth by providing them the eye exams and eyewear they need to succeed in the classroom and in life. At this year's Back to School Vision Day, 116 of the 128 kids screened needed their vision corrected with glasses provided on site. Von always has a new look in our production meetings. I don't know how many pairs of glasses he has.
Yeah, I got to talk to him about mine. I think I need to update my my look. Don't you?
You want to get involved maybe in Von's Vision?
You know what a great idea, and helping so many kids that need it. And you know, there's no stigma to wearing glasses now, is there, partner?
Oh, or stigmatism. Either way. Brandon McManus kicks it off. And it's through the back of the end zone. Browns will have it at the 20. Still plenty of time left here. And don't forget, your weekend starts right here. Seahawks and Niners. It's a showdown in the Wild Wild West Thursday Night Football, CBS and NFL Network. Seattle has won 5 of the last 6 meetings against San Francisco, including the playoffs. The two teams have combined to win the last 5 NFC West titles.
That is a very entertaining series, isn't it? And they don't like each other either.
I don't think any of the teams like each other on Thursday Night Football. Aren't you getting that sense?
I love the fact that they're all division games. Brilliant scheduling.
First down for Cleveland, now down by 9. Give it to Crowell. It accelerates. Hit by Vance Walker. 3-yard pickup for the second-year running back out of Alabama State, Isaiah Crowell.
And the Browns came out to start the second half, went right down the field and got a touchdown. But since then, the last 3 drives, they ran 8 plays for a total time with the ball of 2 minutes and 20 seconds. I'd like to see them get back to Barnidge and also maybe Duke Johnson out of the backfield where they can get a mismatch on a linebacker.
McCown throws it to Crowell. And nothing there. Shaquille Barrett all over it. It's a loss of 2 on the play. Last season, Browns running backs had the fewest catches for the fewest yards in the league. This year they came in 10th in the category of catches and 7th in the category of yards. So they've changed things up, certainly, with John DeFilippo calling the plays, but now facing a 3rd and 9, trying to get this offense jump started.
And Shaq Barrett's making a good argument for getting himself a game ball the way he's playing. Good hard count there. Got the Broncos offside.
Free play. McCown. Oh, it's caught. Benjamin climbs the imaginary ladder. Against Darian Stewart deep.
Well, we saw the mistimed jump by Emmanuel Sanders. This time, Benjamin times his jump perfectly. McCown, knowing he's got
Offside.
a free play because of the
Defense number
offside.
97. That penalty's declined. Result of the play is a first down.
A 47-yard play for the Browns. McCown with a good hard count there. Gets Malik Jackson into the neutral zone, and then he's going to take advantage of it. But look at the timing on the jump here. Perfect, as Stewart thinks he's got a good shot at it. Falls to the ground, and the Browns are in business.
Aaron Rodgers has cashed in on a number of those this season. Josh McCown throwing the deep ball to Benjamin, sets up Johnson on a run for 2 yards. Brought down by the veteran Vance Walker.
And you know what happens on that situation is the defensive line who's rushing the passer, they stop. They know they're offsides. Instead of going after the quarterback, they're very passive in their pass rush, and that allowed McCown to get it deep down the field.
2nd and 8 now inside the 30. Empty backfield here for the Browns. McCown out of the pocket, on the move. McCown will run. McCown has got a first down. Angles out of bounds across the 20-yard line. That's an 11-yard run for Josh McCown, the veteran presence, making the right decision.
Well, and the decision by the defensive backs were to stay with your man because there was man-to-man coverage and nobody accounting for McCown on the outside.
Under 11 minutes to play. In the backfield, Johnson the run, and Johnson is hit for no gain.
I would run away from Shaquille Barrett right now. He's making every play on that side of the line of scrimmage. And Johnson that time had no shot at any type of yardage. Is that Pugsley?
How were your experiences in the dog pound during your career?
Some good, some bad, but always consistent. The fans in the old stadium, they were awesome. The original dog pound.
Started back in 1985. Hanford Dixon and Frank Minifield, former Browns. The toss going down. Benjamin could not keep his footing. And it's a limited gain of 4 yards.
I'm not sure he's going to go very far if he doesn't stumble because TJ Ward is lining him up from the left side of the screen here. And he was right in position. You could consider that a late hit, but Benjamin was not touched down at that point, so he could have gotten back up and run. Actually, this is Swagger, not Pugsley. Research, pal, research.
Thanks for confirming.
Yep.
From the 14, this is a 3rd and 6 now. Play clock down to 1. McCown rifles, end zone. It's Barnidge, touchdown, Browns. The second time those two have connected. The dog pound is alive.
Well, Bruton is in coverage, or is he? It's a zone coverage there. Ward passes him off. Bruton is nowhere to be found on the inside. McCown reads it perfectly, and Barnidge has his second touchdown catch of the second half.
Barnidge said they have total confidence in Josh McCown. His fire, his leadership. He knew it back in the Carolina days. both are getting opportunities, and both are making the most of them. Coons on for the point after. It's 16-14 with 9:16 to play. 8 plays, 80 yards. Big play, Barnidge. 6'6", 250 pounds. McCown with a strike to the end zone.
It's here. The most advanced iPhone yet. Get the new iPhone 6s at T-Mobile, the network that's doubled its LTE coverage in the past year. Our new extended range LTE signal now reaches twice as far as before and is 4 times better in buildings. Want more? Get our lowest price on iPhone 6s with trade-in. 0 upfront and just $5 a month with Jump on Demand. Get it now at T-Mobile.
So why the Marines?
Go out there and take it!
Because this is the land that I love, the country I'm honored to serve.
If the Dodge brothers walked into a dealership today, they'd be pretty impressed with what's become of their Maverick car company. With all the power, performance, and ingenuity. But knowing them, they'd insist on serving the donuts. Get yours before they're history.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Dodge. T-Mobile. Ditch your carrier and switch to the Un-carrier. And by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
There in Cleveland once again, it's that McCown to Barnidge connection. All of his damage has been done in the second half. Cleveland within 2 against Denver with 9:16 to play. And now Coons will kick it off to Omar Bolden, the deep man for Denver. Bolden moves forward, mishandles it, scoops it up. Timing thrown off, and he is dumped at the 15-yard line. That's where Denver will start the drive.
As we go back to the touchdown to Barnidge, here he is lined up right here. Here's Ward, here's Bruton, and watch the mix-up in the secondary as he comes right down the middle of the field. Bruton thinks he's got help outside. Ward thinks he has help inside. 3 catches in the second half for Barnidge, 2 for scores.
Denver had allowed just 1 touchdown through the air this season until today. 2 of them for Cleveland. And it's 16-14 Denver. Pistol for Manning. Fake the handoff. Manning steps up. Manning throws to a spot, and it's on time to Thomas. That'll quiet the crowd. 20-yard pass play, Manning to Demaryius Thomas.
Well, that could be called a late hit right there on Meter. Jamie Meter, who got a game ball last week against Baltimore, got lucky that time, did not draw the flag, but that was a late hit on Manning.
Out of Parma Heights, Ohio, he was a member of the practice squad in his first year in the NFL from Division II Ashland. Hillman, the spin move. Hillman caught from behind. He was trying to make something out of nothing, and it's Xavier Cooper making the stop. It's a loss of 1 on the play.
Now, it's always dangerous to change directions here. 96 is Cooper, and he shows real good lateral movement here as he had to stop and start and dive for the legs of Hillman.
Line of scrimmage is the 34. We approach 8 minutes to go in the 4th. Manning straight back. Manning pump and throw. It's intercepted. Picked off. Walking the tightrope is Dansby. He's in. Touchdown Browns. Karlos Dansby delivers.
The pressure is going to force Manning up into the pocket and throw off balance. So he's just a little bit behind the receiver and just gets this unlucky break for the Broncos. Ball goes right through the hands of Hillman, and Karlos Dansby now has done this, a pick six 5 times in his 12-year career. Ball should have been caught by Hillman. As it is, Dansby has his second pick of the afternoon.
Mike Pettin pumping the fist. The Browns defense coming up huge. Dansby.
The previous play is under review.
They're going to see if Dansby may have stepped out of bounds. So they're going to review this one because it's a scoring play.
8:07 to play. Right now it's 20-16 Browns.
The cool of the day, the scent of the trees, and the sounds from all sides of an orchestra performing entirely for you. The Jeep Grand Cherokee, with active noise cancellation to turn any street into a symphony. The most awarded, rewarding SUV ever.
Huh, 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Yeah, everybody knows that.
Well, did you know that playing cards with Kenny Rogers gets old pretty fast?
You got to know when to hold 'em, know when to fold 'em, know when to walk away, know when to run. You never count your money when you're sitting at the table. What? You get it?
I get the gist, yeah.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
New Tuesday.
We're locked and loaded.
One pill makes him a brilliant detective.
Can we get access to the storeroom?
Sure, the combination is...
Is it 827351235? It's written on the door jam.
But can it make him a black belt?
Can you move?
No.
The new hit drama, Limitless, CBS Tuesday.
The ruling on the field is confirmed. It is a touchdown.
Greg Rolstad took a look under the hood, and this was what they were looking at. Do you see green there?
Yes, you do. On the 4-yard line, Dansby clearly inbounds. More green there. Touchdown as the Browns give the Broncos a little bit of their own medicine, and the Browns wisely with this 4-point lead will try to push this to a 6-point lead with a 2-point conversion.
35-yard return. His 3rd career game with 2 picks. Manning now has 9 interceptions on the season. Johnson in the backfield. McCown slings it. It's broken up. Travis Benjamin defended by Roby, and a flag is down. .807 left to play in the 4th.
Offside. Defense number 21 in the neutral zone at the snap. That penalty is half the distance to the goal, and we will retry from the 1-yard line.
It's Aqib Talib.
Well, here's Talib, number 21. And as Hartline comes in motion, Talib comes towards the line of scrimmage and clearly is offsides.
So 20-16. Cleveland electing to go for 2. They get the benefit of the penalty, and the ball is at the 1. Motion man is Barnidge. McCown, bootleg, McCown directing traffic. McCown throws. Incomplete. It's at the feet of Benjamin. T.J. Ward, the pressure on McCown.
You know, they're on the 1 yard line. You would think they might come in with big personnel and give Robert Turbin a shot at converting this two-pointer here. But that pressure by the Denver defense and coverage in the end zone. This time Benjamin trying to work the back of the end zone. And Roby does a super job there of forcing him back along the back line. But this is very similar to the way the Browns played last week against the Ravens on the road. They trailed 21-9 in the second half, and now they have taken the lead thanks to Karlos Dansby.
You know, the one issue with the math, if Cleveland kicks the point after, it's 21-16. If they get a field goal, it's 24-16. As opposed to missing on the two-point try, and now a field goal makes it a 7-point game. Look, either way, at some point, Cleveland's going to have to stop Denver. That part is understood. With 8:07 to play, the decision was made to go for two, try to make this a 22-16 game in favor of Cleveland. They don't convert. Coons kicks it off. Holden return now, 2 yards deep in the end zone. He takes it out for Denver. Holden is spun down short of the 25-yard line by Campbell on special teams. Well, the pick sixes are piling up for Peyton Manning. Week 1, Baltimore. Jimmy Smith, 24-yard return for a touchdown. Week 2, at Kansas City. The rookie Marcus Peters, 55 yards for the touchdown. And today it's Dansby off the deflection. It glanced off of Hillman. Dansby takes it all the way for the score. It's the most pick sixes he's thrown in a season since 2008. And we're in week 6. Open up at the 25. Go. Anderson now in the game. Manning, deep ball, on time. Sanders. He is a blur. Emmanuel Sanders takes it the distance. Quick strike from Denver. 75 yards for the touchdown.
And take that, all you critics of Peyton Manning. He bounces back from a pick six and gets 6 of his own with a beautiful strike to Sanders beyond Tramon Williams. Look at this ball, right in stride. And see you later. Peyton Manning, oh, he's done that before. How about 537 touchdown passes in career? The first thing he does is he signals to the sidelines, no, I'm not number 1. Let's go for one here.
Peyton Manning on target to Sanders. First offensive touchdown in their last 27 drives. McManus on for the point after.
Longest catch of Emmanuel Sanders' career.
What an answer by Denver. 7:53 to play in the fourth. You wanted a roller coaster ride?
Yeah.
You got one.
No kidding.
Twists and turns in Cleveland. It's 23-20. Broncos.
Introducing the biggest of 5 sizes on Verizon's new Simple plan. 18 glorious gigs for $100 a month plus $20 per phone. That's 50% more data for just $20 more. So you can do more of what you love without compromising on a so-so network. Because Verizon is the only network that's #1 in speed, call, data, and reliability. What's better than that? Get $300 when you trade in your device and buy a new one. Stop by or visit us online and get the biggest deal on the best network.
Do you really think that's a good idea?
If everyone jumped off a cliff, would you do it too?
You'll lose interest. It's just a phase.
It hurts me more than it hurts you.
Where are your manners? Were you raised by wolves?
You're gonna give me a heart attack. When you have kids, you'll understand.
This is the life of a rebel. Sorry, Mom.
this Tuesday.
I have decided to take a field trip. What was that?
Abby gets locked down
I'm at the drug company, and the janitors are robbing the place.
and fired up
We only have one option. We go on the offensive.
on a can't-miss NCIS.
We leave no witness behind.
Happy to Gibbs.
We are coming to get you.
New episode. Then, an agent from down under
Don't move a muscle!
is heating things up down south.
Is it because of the pretty redhead?
She's pretty something.
New NCIS New Orleans after NCIS Tuesday.
Anna Faris and Allison Janney star in Mom. Season premiere Thursday, November 5th.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Verizon. Watch live primetime games with NFL Mobile, only on Verizon. And by Subway, the legendary sweet onion chicken teriyaki. Subway, eat fresh.
Aerial coverage of today's game provided by MetLife on the shore of Lake Erie, Cleveland, Ohio. And a good one in the fourth quarter. Denver 23, the Browns 20. McManus kicks it off. Justin Gilbert, the return man from the 1. Gilbert looking for a lane, a spin move. Remains on his feet. And he's brought down at the 27-yard line by Todd Davis on special teams. Well, coming up on 60 Minutes, Darrelle Revis, one of the NFL's greatest on and off the field, plus the generous spirit and people behind Make-A-Wish. That's tonight, only CBS. 7:47 to play. This is a 3-point game. Cleveland had 505 total yards last week. They've been held to 251 today against the #1 ranked defense in the NFL. Crowell is buried. First man there, Sylvester Williams. It's a loss of 1.
And we're seeing Jim Dre in the lineup instead of Gary Barnidge. Dre goes out, replaced by a wide receiver. So you're wondering, where is Barnidge? He's actually back in the huddle now, number 82. It's almost a tip-off to the Broncos. When he's not in the lineup, they're going to run the ball when Dre is in there.
Dime package here for Denver on a 2nd and 11. It's empty for McCown. Steps up. McCown. Incomplete. That ball came out funny.
Yeah, I think he saw the coverage there and tried to hold the ball back, and that's why it came out a little bit weird at the last minute. He doesn't want to throw this ball, so he's going to try and hang on to it. Yeah, see how he grips his fingers there. Did not want to force it there. Risk the interception.
You know, Peyton Manning and Eli Manning through the years, the way the family, the first family of football, their dad played in the NFL. Josh McCown's brother, Luke, is a quarterback, veteran quarterback with New Orleans. Penalty against Cleveland.
False start. Offense. Number 73. 5-yard penalty. Remains 3rd down.
And a very proud family. Their older brother, Randy, was a terrific college quarterback at Texas A&M. You called one of his games, in fact. Randy is in Texas. He's taken over the family pallet business, M&H Crates, business that his family started many years ago. The whole family worked there as kids, taught Josh all about work ethic. 3rd and 16, stepping up. Short of the first down. He makes the connection with Benjamin, but it's 4th down for Cleveland, and we are under 7 minutes to play now in the 4th quarter.
Pretty good pocket awareness for McCown as he steps into the void and then finds the receiver down the field, but the penalty by Schwartz pushes them back to where it makes a 3rd and real long, and guess what? They come up 5 yards short of a first down.
So Emmanuel Sanders, the return man, waiting for the Andy Lee punt. Sanders sets up shop at the 19. Line drive. Sanders moves forward. From the 22, Sanders spun down from behind at the 30-yard line. A 46-yard punt, an 8-yard return. Don Jones on special teams makes the play, and an injured Bronco. It's Corey Nelson.
Another linebacker.
Training staff is out there to check on Nelson, who was banged up earlier. They've already lost Shane Ray, and they were down DeMarcus Ware.
Again, how many times we're going to see this? Guys doing their job blocking, and then they get rolled up on the back of their legs, suffering either an ankle injury or, worse, a knee injury. So the same thing happened to Shane Ray in the first half.
Laurenti McCray has seen extended playing time after the Ray injury. Nelson, a special teamer for Denver. He does have a sack this season. Denver #1 in the NFL in sacks. They're right on pace to challenge Chicago's NFL record of 72 set back in 1984. There's John Elway, Executive Vice President, Football Operations. The Broncos are 54-22 since he took that job.
Yeah, ask him about playing against the Cleveland Browns sometime.
You think that might be a little different answer than the one you gave?
I think he did quite well. 98-yard drive? Wow.
Nelson being helped off. We have 6:13 to play in the fourth. Denver holding on to a 23-20 lead against the Cleveland Browns. The last 10 throws for Peyton Manning. He's connected on 7 of them, 143 yards, and of course the 75-yard touchdown to Sanders.
And that's after the pick 6. Awesome comeback.
And Peyton Manning, one of the best ever at using the clock. Ronnie Hillman, second effort, driven backwards. Flag is down. Mingo over there for Cleveland. Limited snaps for Barkevius Mingo.
Offense, number 65. 10-yard penalty, replay, first down.
Holding call against the Broncos offense. Next Sunday, wake up and watch with the world. For the first time ever, the NFL is streaming a game live on Yahoo. The Bills versus the Jaguars from London next Sunday, 9:30 a.m. Eastern. Learn more at yahoo.com/NFL stream.
Yeah, holding penalty against Vasquez. Really the worst way to start this drive if you're thinking about icing this game.
Under 6 minutes to play. Manning from the gun. Manning airing it out. Incomplete. Thomas extended the left arm out. Pierre Desir back there filling in for the injured Joe Hayden, who is sitting this one out with a concussion.
Now the offensive line for the Broncos did a great job of protecting Manning today. No sacks. He's been knocked down a couple of times, but pretty clean uniform for a makeshift offensive line. You can see Harris now playing left tackle as they continue to find the right combination up front.
Deshaun Gibson also out for Cleveland. Second straight week with an ankle injury. Jordan Poyer has stepped in for him. 2nd and 20. Manning, clean pocket. Catch is made. Owen Daniels' first grab of the day. It's 5 yards, and it's ruled incomplete. So it's 3rd and 20 now for Denver in a 3-point game.
Yeah, drop pass by Owen Daniels. As it goes to the ground, the ball clearly is going to hit the ground.
.170 yards in the second half for Peyton Manning. 3rd and 20 for the Broncos. They'll go conservative. And C.J. Anderson is banged down at the 25. Mingo among those there for Cleveland. Jordan Poyer, second man through, and it's 4th down for Denver.
Well, conservative call, but when you consider the defense that the Broncos have, a smart call.
We'll tick down to the 5-minute mark of the 4th. Cleveland has all 3 timeouts remaining. They trail the Broncos 23-20. Colquitt looking to angle this one away from Benjamin, and he does. It's out of bounds. The question is, where will they spot it? Down the sideline to the 40. That's where Cleveland will take over in a 3-point game, a 35-yard punt. So it's Josh McCown and the Browns offense with this situation facing them. 23-20 Denver, 4:51 left on the clock.
And we really don't know that much about Travis Coons' distance. Field goal kickers has 4 field goals last week against Baltimore, the longest just being 43 yards.
Pump fake on a run. Johnson spilled out. Looked like Johnson was going to be able to break it for more yards. He'll have to settle for 6 as Talib comes over defensively for Denver.
Yeah, but it's a positive gain on first down, now out to the 46-yard line. So that type of run will set up a play-action pass for McCown, but at some point they're going to have to find this guy again, Gary Barnidge.
On a pitch, Johnson slicing across midfield. He's got enough for a first down. Good block from Malcolm Johnson, the fullback, and a new set of downs for Cleveland to work with.
Johnson comes up a little bit gimpy with the shoulder. There's a great effort, though, to break this tackle. You can see Barrett trying to rip the ball out of his hand. Watch the left hand of Barrett. Good job by Johnson covering up with 2 hands.
So Johnson heads to the sideline. They'll take a look at him. And Robert Turbin will get the opportunity in the running game for Cleveland. Remember, they did go for 2. This would have been a 2-point game. They'd be looking for the lead instead of the tie with a field goal. McCown out of the pocket. McCown throws it away. Flag is down. It's thrown at the 39.
Derek Wolfe with a late hit is going to give the Browns 15 yards in field goal range.
The 15-yard penalty and an automatic first down.
There's a couple of things there. He also led with his crown of his helmet right to the helmet of McCown. Manning on the sideline saw it all. Can't believe that type of mental error by Derek Wolfe.
And look, obviously, if you're Mike Pettin and company, you're not even thinking about the field goal. You're thinking about scoring the touchdown and taking the lead here in the 4th quarter. 3:27 to play.
180.
Plenty of time for the Browns to work with here. Quick hitter. Benjamin. Travis Benjamin brought down at the 25. That one covers 9 yards.
Yeah, if you don't reroute these quick little receivers of the Browns, they're going to beat you all day long. Look at his eyes. He stares down the coverage there of Chris Harris, knowing that he's got a slant route coming. Harris playing off. Easy target and completion for McCown and Benjamin.
8 catches, 103 yards for Benjamin. Barnidge back on the field on a 2nd and 1. Turbin, single setback. They give it to him. Turbin's got the first down. Clock is rolling. 2:42 and counting left in the 4th quarter. Denver 23, Cleveland 20. Browns are on the move here with a 1st and 10 at the Broncos 22. The Browns have not won a game against Denver since 1990. Bernie Kosar had 318 yards and 3 touchdowns in the victory. First down, Turbin. Steamrolls across the 15. The former Seahawk takes us to the 2-minute warning in Cleveland.
Yeah, good vision by Turbin, too. Cuts back over the middle. Picks up some hard yardage, setting up a 2nd and short when we come back.
23-20. Denver leading Cleveland. We're late in the 4th.
There's no one I'd rather hit the road with.
No one I'd rather have dinner and a movie with.
No one I'd rather lean on.
Being in love is an amazing thing. Being in love with your best friend is everything. Introducing the Ever Us 2-stone ring. 1 diamond for your best friend, 1 for your true love. For the one woman in your life who's both. Ever Us. New this holiday at Kay, Jared, and Zales.
Great suckers. Your car insurance goes up because of their bad driving. People try all sorts of ways to get rid of them. If you're sick of paying more than your fair share, get Snapshot from Progressive and see just how much your good driving could save you.
It's a place where young doctors learn to be great.
She's obviously faking. A lot of experience with that, huh?
But their youngest patient
I know how much you love your son. I'm gonna make sure that you two walk out of here together.
will push them beyond their limits.
Focus.
And unforgettable. Code Black, new CBS Wednesday.
3-point lead for Denver, 2 minutes to play. Fourth quarter in Cleveland. Red zone offense today. The Browns have been in the red zone twice. They have scored 2 touchdowns on those possessions. It's a 2nd and 2 now for Cleveland. Denver has all 3 timeouts remaining. May have to think about using them here. Turbin to the backfield. Turbin making his Browns debut. Ridden down. Turbin, good effort.
First down.
Robert Turbin bouncing off of TJ Ward and turning it into a new set of downs. We're down to 1:51 to play.
Now the thing that Turbin did is that after he made contact, he kept his feet moving and fell sideways, and that was enough to pick up the first down.
Isaiah Crowell will check in, replacing Turbin. Barnidge has 2 touchdown grabs here today. It's currently on the sideline for Cleveland. Timeout has been called by Denver, so they'll put 2 seconds on the clock. 1:53 left. First and 10 from the 11. McCown, swing pass. Malcolm Johnson, the fullback, with his 3rd catch of the year, and a timeout taken.
Well, the Broncos were ready for this swing pass. When Johnson makes the catch, there are 3 Broncos staring at him. TJ Ward coming up, he saw it immediately. And he gets help there. And Brandon Marshall.
Stay tuned. NFL Today update presented by FanDuel. Time permitting, JB, Tony, Bart, Boomer, Coach Cower. Latest NFL scores and highlights. Denver is down to 1 timeout. We have 1:47 to play. It's a 2nd and 10. John DeFilippo looking for the right play here for the Browns. Gary Kubiak's team undefeated, 5-0. Motion man is Hawkins. On a give, Crowell falls forward and picks up 3 yards. Derek Wolfe involved in the stop for Denver. And the last timeout has been used by the Broncos to stop the clock with 1:41 remaining.
And that's what that running play did, is it forced Denver to use all their timeouts, but it's also forced the Browns to come up with a 3rd down bit of magic here. Again, with Dre in the lineup and Barnidge on the sidelines, it's been all running plays and a short swing pass. Barnidge now will head back to the huddle for the Browns. And you know the Broncos will be noticing that because he has their 2 touchdowns.
3rd down for the Browns. They trail 23-20.
You know, Brian Hartline's been awful quiet this afternoon, and he may draw single coverage on the short side of the field with Aqib Talib.
They spread it on a 3rd and 7. Shotgun. McCown in trouble. McCown trying to stay on his feet. Tosses towards the end zone. Incomplete. The pressure from Denver too much.
Yeah, everybody and their sister knew this was going to be a pass play. The Broncos can rush just 4. TJ Ward on the safety blitz here occupies Schwartz. Von Miller misses, but the rest of the Broncos and all that speed forced the incompletion by McCown.
So now it's Travis Coons, first-year kicker out of Washington, trying to tie this game from 26 yards away. Remember, Cleveland decided to go for 2 instead of the extra point. This would have been a 2-point game, and this would have been for the lead. Instead, he drills it for the tie. 23-23, a minute and a half to play. Peyton Manning will get the football with no timeouts, and his team knotted up with the Browns. Cleveland Browns are looking for a breakthrough win against the Denver Broncos. McCown to Barnidge. Manning has it picked off by Dansby off the deflection. It came off of Hillman. Dansby goes the distance. This crowd was energized, but then they were silenced. Manning to Sanders, 75 yards down the sideline. Denver jumps back in front. Cleveland gets the field goal. We are tied at 23. Browns have outscored the Broncos 16-10 in the 4th quarter. 90 seconds left on the clock. And Coons will kick it off. He's now 12 of 12 on field goals this season. Omar Bolden is the return man for Denver, standing 8 yards deep in the end zone. The kick from Coons. Bolden from the 2. Hit hard as he crossed the 20-yard line by Campbell on special teams. 125 left to work with for Peyton Manning and the Broncos offense.
Well, and we're going to see the Peyton Manning offense now. This is where he has just been as good as anybody that ever played the position. It's taking his team down the field with little or no time to work with. No timeouts for Manning and the Broncos.
And they have a tremendous kicker in Brandon McManus. Shotgun formation for Manning. Manning steps up. Manning throws. Open man Thomas, and he drops the football. Well, that is a gimme for Demaryius Thomas.
It's been that kind of season for Manning and the Bronco offense, though. This ball will be caught at about the 40-yard line. Demaryius Thomas looking for running room. Look at his eyes going down the field, not looking at the pigskin.
Unless the birds distracted him. I don't know what the excuse is. That's a ball that Thomas catches in his sleep. 2nd and 10. Manning sets. He fires. It's offline. Thomas matched up with Desir. And Desir wins that battle.
And if you're the Browns thinking about getting the ball back, 2 incompletions, very little time off the clock. Now a 3rd and 10, and this crowd is back in it.
And the Browns have all 3 timeouts remaining. Third and 10 for Denver. Manning pulls the trigger. Incomplete. He was trying to hit Norwood.
Well, that's just lack of playing time together. Manning saw the void in the secondary, threw the ball where it could have been completed, but Norwood not reading the same thing. Again, I go back to Wes Welker's absence from this team and his ability to be on the same wavelength with Manning. But now the Browns going to get good field position with those 3 timeouts.
Since the 75-yard touchdown, Peyton Manning 0 for his last 5. Colquitt punting. Benjamin is a threat.
Short punt.
Benjamin from the 39. Fair catch. Didn't want to risk it. 37-yard punt. And they're going to spot the ball just short of the 40-yard line for the Cleveland Browns.
Travis Coons, a perfect 11 of 11 on field goal tries this season. Coming into today's game.
His long is 50, which was in the preseason. Obviously a different level of pressure here. They need 25 to 30 yards to get Coons in range. First down from the 40. The 36-year-old Josh McCown fires. It's complete. Hooks up with Travis Benjamin. Under a minute left. 14-yard completion.
Yeah, they beat the safety blitz. T.J. Ward coming from the right side of McCown. He got back quickly. They've called timeout after that reception. But watch how quick McCown gets back and lets this ball fly. Ball will be well on its way by the time Benjamin looks back for it. Denver defense trying to block the ball at the line of scrimmage, but Benjamin gets it in front of Roby. Coons longest, the 43. He's done that twice this year. In fact, he did it twice last week against the Ravens.
McCown led the Browns to a victory last week in Baltimore, their first win there since 2007. Here's McCown, slings it to the outside. It's incomplete. Trying to hook up with Hartline. 2nd and 10 for Cleveland. 53 seconds left to play.
Hartline complaining that he was held by Roby. So that ball really was zipped by McCown. That is really good coverage by Bradley Roby on Brian Hartline.
2nd and 10 now. In a tie ball game. McCown stepping up. McCown under pressure. McCown heaves it downfield. It's intercepted. David Bruton. McCown forced it under heavy heat. And Denver has got possession with 44 seconds left.
Yeah, I'm thinking McCown's trying to get this ball out of bounds, but as he bounces around in the pocket here, Denver bringing the pressure, a 6-man pass rush. Right there, he's being grabbed and pushed. Cannot get enough on this ball to get it out of bounds. And there is Bruton for the pick.
His 2nd interception of the season. McCown with a mistake as he took a shot from Trevathan.
Unable to follow through because of the hit by Trevathan.
44 seconds left on the clock. Denver needs about 30 yards for McManus.
Go.
No timeouts remaining. Manning throws. It's on line to Thomas. He couldn't get out of bounds, but picks up 13 yards. Broncos are moving quickly. We're down to 32 seconds left.
And Peyton will spike this to stop the clock. Regroup.
There's the spike. Clock stops with 27 seconds remaining.
And Brandon McManus has a big leg. He has 4 field goals this season of over 50 yards. His longest 57, and not all those were kicked in the thin air of the mile-high city of Denver.
This is Denver's 4th road game of the season. 18 yards would give him a 57-yard attempt to match his career high. 27 seconds left. Manning steps up. Manning throws. Sideline. Incomplete. He bounced it in the direction of Sanders with Tramon Williams back there. 21 seconds remaining on the clock.
Yeah, trying to throw a back shoulder to Sanders turned out to be a back ankle. As the ball came in just a little bit low, Sanders unable to adjust to it, or that would have put McManus in field goal range.
It is 3rd and 10 for the Broncos. Manning on 3rd down, looking downfield. Manning hooks a pass. Oh, what a grab! Emmanuel Sanders! Time is trickling away. 8 seconds left, 7 seconds left. Sanders is in the end zone.
He thinks he scored a touchdown.
We're down to 2 seconds, 1 second, his time has expired. Sanders kept running with the football. The question was whether or not Sanders got it cleanly.
And now the question is, did he hurt his left shoulder? Let's take a look at this attempted catch. Well, that ball moved a lot when it hit the ground. But was he touched by Tramon Williams? I don't see a touch there. Not sure, though, that this was a catch.
If he was considered down there, Denver's got to rush to the line. They have no timeouts remaining. Sanders took it to the end zone, then grabbed at his left shoulder. Meanwhile, the clock is still rolling. There were 10 seconds left when Sanders got into the end zone. So the two questions, is it a clean catch and was he touched?
Well, how about a third question? If he wasn't touched, was he out of bounds? Right there, he's out of bounds, so the clock could stop there. They can review it and see how much time was left when that toe touched the out of bounds. That's if they consider this a catch.
What a wild ending here in Cleveland.
That's no catch.
You feel the ball hit the ground clearly while it was moving.
And that's when he gained control of the ball as he rolls over. So as an incomplete pass, the Broncos will have another play.
But it would be 4th down.
Or will they punt?
Lots of questions here.
And not many answers just yet, huh?
Mike Carey, our NFL rules expert, watching back in New York. Mike, what'd you see on the play?
Wow, what a play. So the rule is that you have to have complete control when the ball hits the ground. The ball hits the ground. He does not have control. When he comes over, the ball is loose, rolling on his chest. Incomplete pass is what I would rule. There's 14 seconds on the clock. They get another shot on 4th down.
All right, let's hear from Craig Rolstad.
After review, the ruling on the field has changed. It is an incomplete pass. Therefore, it is 4th down and 10 for Denver on the 43-yard line. Timer, please put 15 seconds on the game clock.
Okay, so that's where we stand. 4th and 10, 15 seconds left. Mike, thanks for the explanation there, and that's exactly what Dan saw on the play, the movement of the football as Sanders was trying to gain control of it.
Now for Kubiak, do you go ahead and punt this ball, having watched the highlights of the Michigan State game yesterday, or do you just take a knee, actually sending out the punting team?
Well, they got to. I mean, Cleveland's got 2 timeouts left.
Yep.
So the Broncos have to punt here. The incomplete call has forced the Broncos into this scenario. It could have gone a different way. If they ruled that a catch and Sanders' foot was out of bounds, they would have been in field goal range with a chance to win it. Colquitt will punt it. 15 seconds on the clock in a tie ball game. Nobody's back there. Colquitt trying to place it. This ball will roll into the end zone. With 8 seconds remaining, Cleveland will have it at the 20-yard line.
Well, you go back to that decision by Mike Pettine to go for the 2-point conversion and not go for the normal 1-point try. That's where we are right now as with overtime looms.
Well, it put Cleveland in a position after Denver scored the touchdown that they were down 3 instead of 2. So the Coons field goal could have been for the lead instead of the tie. Tight formation. Browns will take a knee. And we will go to overtime in Cleveland. The Broncos have won 10 straight against the Cleveland Browns. It's going to take overtime to determine this one. Another look at Sanders.
That was a great throw by Manning. Heck of an effort by both Williams and Sanders, but clearly the ball will touch the ground and Sanders does not have control until he is on his way back to his feet.
And Sanders is heading towards the locker room.
Now he definitely hurt his shoulder. You worry about a collarbone or the shoulder joint itself.
Time period. Both teams will have the opportunity to possess the ball unless the offense scores a safety or the defense scores a safety, the offense scores a touchdown. Fourth quarter timing rules apply. Both teams are allowed 2 timeouts. All replays will be above in the booth. Denver, it's your choice. The ribbon is heads. They called tails? It is tails. You like the ball? You must kick. Which way do you want to kick? Okay, switch spots. Denver will receive on this end.
Overtime. The Broncos and the Browns in Cleveland. Next, the NFL on CBS.
15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Yeah, everybody knows that.
Well, did you know that playing cards with Kenny Rogers gets old pretty fast?
You got to know when to hold 'em, know when to fold 'em, know when to walk away, know when to run. You never count your money when you're sitting at the table. What? You get it?
I get the gist, yeah.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Our idea of a nightclub? Michelob Ultra. A light show. A good crowd. Some VIPs. And of course, bottle service. Fewer carbs, less calories, exceptional taste. Michelob Ultra, the superior light beer.
All right, now that we have merged with Cable World, we are so excited to hear your big ideas on how we're going to take on DirecTV. So over to you.
Thank you. Full disclosure, we forgot to come up with ideas.
I mean, we got messed up last night. You're lucky we're even here.
But we did bring breakfast.
Bagels?
Nope.
Oh, my goodness.
Peel and eat shrimp.
Not how I would have gone, but it's good. It's innovative, and that's what we want here.
Get rid of cable and switch to DirecTV. Call 1-800-DirecTV.
Let's review the overtime rules. 1 15-minute quarter, a touchdown or a safety on the first possession wins the game. If the score is tied after each team's first possession, the next score will win. 2 timeouts for each team. No coaches' challenges, only booth reviews in OT. So Cleveland will kick it off with Coons. Omar Bolden is deep for Denver. Broncos are 5-0. The Browns are 2-3. Cleveland trying to build on their win last week in Baltimore. Denver trying to remain unbeaten as they get ready for the bye. Terrence put this one on the ground on the kickoff. It's scooped up by Bibbs at the 16. And Bibbs, forward progress will get him across the 30 to the 31. That's where Denver will take over. First possession of overtime.
He chili dipped this kickoff. This was not intentional by Coons, I don't believe. Came over the top and just dribbled it down the field. The Broncos start at the 31. That's great field position.
Touchdown wins the game for Denver. Emmanuel Sanders is in there. and he's operating out of the slot. Manning looking downfield. Deep ball. And no Bronco even close.
Sanders can't run. He's holding his left arm. That ball was intended for Sanders. He just had no shot at getting there because of the problem he's having with that left shoulder.
The Pro Bowler Emmanuel Sanders goes directly to the Denver bench. 2nd and 10 now for the Broncos. Hillman in the backfield. Manning will swing it to Hillman, trying to lead him. Hillman's got speed, but he could not completely turn the corner, and that's because the Browns were ready for him with Dansby.
Well, here's Sanders. Look at that left side of his arm there, just dangling. Can't even get up to full speed.
3rd and 7. Manning steps up. A dart downfield. It's dropped. Demaryius Thomas.
We got a flag down.
The officials are huddling up. Thomas dropped what should have been a clear catch late in the 4th quarter. In overtime, a catchable ball. Did Cleveland call timeout? Might be the question mark here. The Browns players have made a semicircle, and now they're reacting.
They had 12 men on the field.
So that might have been the confusion. Cleveland trying to call a timeout to avoid the 12 men on the field.
Yep.
12 men on the field. On the defense. That's a 5-yard penalty. Replay, 3rd down.
There's the 12th man. Does he get out of bounds before the ball is snapped? No, he doesn't. So the officials right on the spot conferred, and it's a huge penalty because that would have brought up a 4th down.
Instead, it's 3rd and 2. Going against Jim O'Neill's defense in his 2nd year as the coordinator here in Cleveland. 3rd and 2 for the Broncos. Shotgun for Manning. Lofts one. Picked off. Barkevius Mingo. And the Browns have it in Denver territory. A soft toss for Manning, and it was easy pickings for Mingo.
He's 6'4", and that's his first NFL interception. The former #1 pick in 13. Manning trying to get it over his head, drop it in the bucket to Demaryius Thomas. But look how high Mingo goes.
Manning, he knew it.
Next score will win the ball game.
Mingo likes interceptions. A pitch. Turbin.
Boy, Turbin almost gave it right back to the Broncos. He bobbles this pitch from McCown.
It's a loss of 3 on the play. Clear bobble by Turbin at that point. He's just hoping to hang on. He was fortunate to lose only 3. Coons is getting ready. Shotgun for McCown. Tied at 23 in overtime. McCown devoured. Back in Cleveland territory. Malik Jackson.
Absolutely the worst thing that McCown could do is take a sack. They were in iffy field goal range for Coons anyway. Now they're definitely out of field goal range. Malik Jackson with a huge play. He's had a couple of negative plays today, but that's his 3rd sack of the season. And a real mental error by Josh McCown.
The sacks are piling up. 3rd and 21. Shotgun for McCown. Steps up, in trouble again, and he's dumped. Browns are moving in the wrong direction. The combination of Smith and Barrett bring down the veteran McCown. And the Browns will punt.
They just needed a few yards to get in field goal range, and a field goal wins it because the Broncos had their first possession and didn't do anything with the interception.
And it was a spotty start to the drive on the Turbin bobble.
Right. Lost yardage on first down, second down, and third down.
Threw everything off schedule for Cleveland, and Andy Lee is on to punt it. Back there deep, Sanders not available. It's Jordan Norwood, the former Brown. Whistles.
Delay a game. More backwards movement for the Browns.
Delay a game. Offense. 5-yard penalty. 4th down.
It was there for the taking for the Browns. Set up perfectly. On the Peyton Manning interception, Browns take over in Denver territory and could not get the necessary yardage to send their kicker Coons onto the field. Lee now standing at his own 29. Norwood at the 11. Returnable. Oh, he loses it! Scoops it back up and limits the damage for Denver.
Does either team want to win? Huh?
Norwood, not normally back there, but the injury to Sanders' left shoulder forcing Norwood into action. And the veteran nearly handed the football over to Cleveland on special teams. So Denver's got it with a 1st and 10 at its own 12-yard line. The next score wins the game. Sudden death in Cleveland. C.J. Anderson bowls his way across the 15. It's a 4-yard pickup for Denver.
And what you got to remember here now is there's no urgency on the part of the Broncos. A lot of time left in overtime, coming out of their own end of the field where they're deep to start this drive. Smart play on first down to give the ball to Anderson, see what he can get.
No Emmanuel Sanders. A left shoulder injury for Sanders at the end of regulation. One of the biggest weapons on this Denver offense. Anderson ridden down. Desmond Bryant fully prepared. It's a 1-yard pickup, and it's 3rd and 5.
And third downs, again, have not been kind to the Broncos this afternoon. 2 conversions out of 15 tries.
On 3rd down, Manning steps up, floats one. It's complete. Owen Daniels. Daniels, who goes way back with Gary Kubiak, the Houston days, Baltimore last year, and Manning put it exactly where it had to be. 18 yards and a new set of downs for the Broncos.
Well, you're not going to be able to cover Owen Daniels with the linebacker. Dansby, who has 2 picks today, couldn't stay with Daniels on the crossing route.
And it's the first catch of the day for Daniels. Football is at the 36 of Denver. 10:22 to play in overtime. Manning underneath. Thomas hauls it in, and he's brought down immediately at the 41. That pass covers 5 yards.
And even though Thomas has dropped a couple of balls here in overtime and in the 4th quarter, you know Manning's going to keep going back to him, especially with Sanders sideline.
2nd and 5. Manning steps up. Manning lets it fly. It's caught by Thomas. First down, Broncos into Cleveland territory, and now they're getting in closer to McManus range.
Yeah, and really, who would you rather have in this situation than Manning? As he reads the entire defense, knows that he's got single coverage on Thomas by Williams. And a lot of zip on that ball to get it long way across the field and out of bounds.
Right
Another
now,
first down.
14 yards would make it a 53-yard attempt for McManus.
Yeah, we've been here before, pal.
Yeah, we have. Ronnie Hillman, spin move. Hillman tossed down by Desir. A gain of 1.5 yards on the play. Clock is rolling, 9:05 to play in overtime.
And Desir trying to strip the ball from Ronnie Hillman. Hillman doing a good job of covering up.
Sanders watching from the sideline. Second and 9 for Denver. Hillman remains in there. He has 103 yards on the ground and 3 catches. Hillman again, cutting to the outside. Nice cheap move by Hillman. And he's tossed out of bounds after the gain of 7. Desir makes the play defensively.
I really think that Ronnie Hillman's style of running and skill set fits this style of rushing attack. He's got good patience, and then the burst to get to the outside as he did that time, setting up a 3rd down and real short.
Timeout called. Denver uses the timeout. The Broncos have 1 remaining. We have 8:17 to play in OT. Line of scrimmage is the 41. Denver facing a 3rd and 2 as Manning will huddle up with his head coach, Gary Kubiak. Coming up next, game 2 of our doubleheader. The Chargers taking on the undefeated Packers, or the Ravens square off with the 49ers. Check your local listings. Both games are underway, no score.
And I would almost bet you that a play action pass here would be great, but also giving it to C.J. Anderson, because they're right on the edge of the range for Brandon McManus here.
Operating out of the pistol on a 3rd and 2 for Denver. Trying to get McManus into range. It's a give. C.J. Anderson, a 1st down. And now they're going to give McManus a shot inside the 35.
Well, and this is where the Browns have been hurt all year long, is runs to the edge.
Right now they're looking at a 52-yarder.
Hey!
Same formation. 7:45 left in overtime. Anderson slicing. Anderson still going inside the 25. And Denver getting it done on the ground, something they haven't been able to do consistently this season. They're doing it at the right time.
Yeah, the blocking on the left side. Ryan Harris playing left tackle, and Owen Daniels lining up next to him at the tight end position. They're wearing out the right side of the Browns defense.
And Dan, right now it would be a 41-yard attempt if they don't gain any more yards on this drive. They keep running it effectively, though. Anderson hit from behind, and he's brought down at the 20. It's a 3-yard pickup.
And you wonder if Kubiak has talked to Brandon McManus and asked him, which hash mark would you like to kick the ball from, or would you like it right in the middle? Because I would not risk many more plays. I would be sending McManus out right now for potential 38-yarder from this point.
2nd and 7. Sudden death in Cleveland.
Go!
Anderson. A loss. Loss of 2 on the play. Dansby combining with Starks. And McManus is gearing up. 3rd and 9.
And Kubiak just went out onto the field, called Peyton Manning over. And I'm sure this is going to be a position play here to get McManus where he wants the ball.
Manning making an adjustment with Daniels. Play clock is down to 3. It's down to 2. And a timeout call. Denver has used its final timeout.
And I really don't understand why they're just not bringing out the field goal team and ending this game. McManus did have the one miss in the first half. It was that 51-yard try.
So a couple more practice kicks for McManus. And a 3rd and 9 for Denver. Broncos are out of timeouts. Denver facing a 3rd and 9. Fake it to Anderson. Manning throwing. On the move, he connects with Daniels. And he's hit at the 15-yard line. They'll mark him short of it. And the field goal unit will come on after the 7-yard pickup.
Well, they started the game with a bunch of bootlegs, and they're going to end one, it appears, with a completion to Daniels on a Peyton Manning bootleg.
34-yard attempt. Aaron Brewer will snap it. Britton Colquitt is the holder. Looking for the win. McManus sweeps the leg and connects.
To the snap.
Browns called timeout before
Cleveland.
the snap.
Mike Pettin
Timeout. This is a 30-second timeout.
using the timeout with 5 minutes left in overtime.
This is as late as you can possibly get to icing a kicker.
So McManus will have to go through the whole process again. .34-yard attempt. McManus has been outstanding this season. Looking to get out of here with a W. McManus, he knocks it through. The Denver Broncos have defeated the Cleveland Browns. 11 straight wins for the Broncos over the Browns. They get it done in overtime. 26-23. Denver remains undefeated. 6-0 as they hit the bye. The Browns drop to 2-4.
Well, this one was dramatic as he aims for that left upright and squeezes it in for the win.
Last week it was Cleveland winning in overtime. This week the Browns fall in OT. Peyton Manning and the Broncos defeat Mike Pettin and the Browns. 26-23. That's your final in overtime in Cleveland. For Dan Fouts, Evan Washburn, our entire NFL on CBS crew, I'm Ian Eagle. Coming up, game 2 of our doubleheader. You've been watching the NFL on CBS, home of Super Bowl 50.
I'm really into this car, but how do I know if I'm getting a good deal? TrueCar knows exactly how much people have been paying for the car I want. I tell TrueCar my zip and what car I'm into, and it shows me the TrueCar curve. This shows the range of prices people in my area actually paid for the same car. Looks like these folks paid a little more than everyone else. And this guy got the deal of a lifetime. This is how car buying was always meant to be. This is TrueCar.
I've won over $29,000 on FanDuel. Nothing special about me. The difference is that I played and they didn't.
He played 1 week fantasy football on FanDuel, where over 1.2 million people have won money.
If you think it can't be you, it can be you.
Choose a 1-week league, pick your team, and win. Leagues start from $1 and there's no season-long commitment.
Every week I can beat my buddies on FanDuel. Every single week I can win money on FanDuel.
Try FanDuel today. We'll match your first deposit up to $200. Go to FanDuel.com and enter promo code AGILE.
130 yards now. Bill's got a very tough lie here. Looks like we have some sort of sea monster in the water hazard here. I believe that's a kraken, Bruce. It looks like he's going to go with the 9-iron. That may not be enough club. Well, he's definitely going to lose his stroke on this hole.
If you're a golf commentator, you whisper. It's what you do. If you want to save 15% or more on car insurance, you switch to Geico. It's what you do.
This golf course is electric.
CBS Sports thanks you for watching this presentation of the National Football League.
The good times are rolling on a new NCIS New Orleans CBS Tuesday.
If there's one thing the human foot has always been good at, it's unleashing great power. The IS Performance line just got a power boost. Introducing the Lexus IS 200 Turbo and IS 300 all-wheel drive V6. The IS line has never been more powerful. Once driven, there's no going back.
FanDuel has definitely changed my Sundays. It's made it a lot more interesting.
FanDuel's one-week fantasy football leagues are paying $75 million a week with immediate cash payouts and no commitment.
I've deposited a total of $35 on FanDuel and won over $2 million.
Just choose a league, pick your team, and get your cash winnings after Monday night.
It's like the best adrenaline rush ever.
Try FanDuel today. We'll match your first deposit up to $200. Go to FanDuel.com and enter promo code HOMETEAM1.
When a mountain needs to refresh things, it doesn't call for a cleaning service. It uses the cold to sift through every single speck. So if you wonder what inspired us to cold filter our beer, well, you're looking at it. Coors Light, born in the Rockies.
When StubHub tells Alan there are 2 tickets in his favorite section at his set price, Alan says,
Booyah! We are going! Wow! Let's do this! Yeah! Can I get a what? Let's get fired up! Let's get fired up!
Hey, you can't have your fan out in here.
Playoffs.
You are watching NFL Sunday Ticket.
This is DirecTV, now part of the AT&T family and home of the Red Zone, the Fantasy Zone, the Dan Patrick Show, 20 years of NFL Sunday Ticket, Rich Eisen, and America's premier source for sports entertainment.
what the country needs. The country needs a leader that when the country gets hit, we're going to come out on top, not keep going down, because we're going down. Our country is going down.
Then I want to bring up the subject, hear me out, of you and me. During the debate, I asked you a question about bankruptcies.
Right.
And you, I thought, gave a fine answer.
First of all, these lenders aren't babies. These are total killers. You know, I mean, you're living in a world of the make-believe, Chris. You want to know the truth.
I thought it was my best answer.
Then, for about a week, you go after me. You say, blood's pouring out of my eyes. You compare me unfavorably to my father. And I agree. He's one of a kind. Here's the question. You're running for president. I mean, we talked to Chris Christie about Bridgegate. We talked to Carly Fiorina about
destroying a company. She destroyed her company.
Okay, I guess the question is...
No, it's not personal.
Are you a little thin-skinned?
No, I'm only thin-skinned when somebody says bad things that are false. For instance, if you hit me about something that's true, all right, the bankruptcy, I use that as a tool. I didn't ever file for bankruptcy. Out of hundreds and